Hey everyone, so I am here for my 33 and my 34 week update. I didn't get to update last week just because I got so busy and honestly not that much stuff happened. And so I had my doctor's appointment for my 34th week. And so I decided just to kind of put the weeks together and so that way it'd be more interesting and I'd have more to talk about. So I am sorry that I missed my 33 week vlog, but I'm here to update you now. So for 33 weeks, I definitely noticed an increase in movement during the day, whereas before it was more just at night or little times throughout the day, but now she's just moving constantly all the time, all throughout the day. I stopped being able to put my own shoes on. When I put flip-flops on, instead of like leaning, or not flip-flops, obviously I would just be able to put those on, but if I put like tennis shoes on, or I wear a lot, like Toms a lot, instead of bending over to put them on, I have to kind of like lean to the side and like pick my foot up and try and put it on sideways, or I have to call my husband to help me put my shoes on because it just does not happen. When I try and bend over, she just feels like super cramped, and it definitely just, it doesn't feel good and it hurts, and basically it's just impossible to even see my feet, so how am I going to put my own shoes on? I was nesting a lot before. I don't know if you guys remember in some of my other vlogs, but I definitely had noticed an increase in nesting, and then all of a sudden at 33 weeks, I don't know if it's because I got like more uncomfortable and she just seemed bigger in there and I couldn't bend over, and I just got more tired, but I like lost total motivation for doing anything. I was like on a roll, like had everything done, and then we got after my baby shower, we went to Babies R Us and we finished getting all of the stuff that we didn't get off the registry. And after we got all of that home and put it in the house, I just kind of like plateaued where it's just kind of been sitting here and not much has been put together. I talked to you guys about on Christmas Day how I had gotten in a car accident. And so my car has been in the shop getting repaired this whole entire time. I finally got it back last week. They had a lot of issues with the alignment and everything and getting it back together. But I finally got my car back, and so I was waiting to put the car seat in it. And so it's installed and it's all ready for baby when she's ready to come home. We did get a second base, so because we have the infant car seat instead of the convertible. And so my husband got a base so that way he's able to put her in and out as well, so we don't have to undo the base all the time, because let me tell you, those things are hard to get in and out. I mean, I know you can just use the seatbelt, but I like using the seatbelt and the latches that come with it. I just feel like it's more safe. It's like an extra safety precaution, I guess. So we got an extra one just to make it easier so we can like pop the seat in and out, and yeah, this is probably the biggest event that happened. I had major Braxton Hicks. I was sleeping one night and I literally had a dream that I was in labor and I was having someone call the doctor for me because I'm like, it hurts, and I woke up out of my sleep and my stomach was just cramping, and I like lifted off the sheet and I was like, ow, and I like got on all fours, and my husband got out of bed and he got me water and was just making sure I was okay. I literally thought that I might be having to go to the hospital. I know Braxton Hicks, like, they get really tight and then, like, they let loose, and it's supposed to happen more in the middle of the stomach, and I've heard a lot of people say that they're not painful, they're just uncomfortable. So I don't know if that's true for all Braxton Hicks or if people just feel them differently, but that's definitely not what mine was. It was very painful, and it was in the lower part, and it would slowly gain in intensity and then get really like high, and then it would just like slowly diminish. And I had a bad one and it lasted for about a minute, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. I might have to call my mom, figure out what's going on. But everything ended up being okay, and after my husband got me water and I just laid on the floor for a little bit, they eventually faded and I was able to go back to sleep, and they never came back that night. The next morning when we went to Babies R Us to exchange some of the stuff from the registry, as I was changing, I got the same thing again, and I was like, oh no, here we go. And the same thing kind of happened. It got really tight, like right above like the pelvic area or whatever, and I just like, we have a rocking chair in her room, and so I got down like on the rocking chair and I just kind of like went like this on the chair, and I was trying to like breathe through it, and it lasted about a minute again, and so I was like, okay, maybe it's just going to be that one. And I ended up having 4 within an hour, and I know if they say if you have 4 within an hour that it could be like preterm labor, so I was super nervous. But I did some research online prior to that happening, and they also said that that can happen a lot if you are dehydrated. And I had been drinking fluids, but I hadn't been having as much as I probably should have been having. And so I went to the restaurant. We went to CPK that night for dinner, and I had 4 glasses of water. I just downed it to make sure I was getting hydrated, and they completely stopped, and they never really came back after that. Since that happened, which was a week ago, I've been having tiny, minor little ones, but nothing like how I was having. So that going into my 34 week, my doctor's appointment for a checkup and my 3rd trimester ultrasound, and so when they tried to do the ultrasound, her face was turned, so we weren't able to get like a really good profile shot or anything. We did get to see her body, and they did all of her measurements and everything. And it's really funny because my husband like hates feet. Actually, it's like one of his like pet peeves. It's just like he gets grossed out by anybody's feet. And so she was like, the main thing she was showing us in the ultrasound was her feet. And it was just kind of funny because it was like, oh, like for you hate feet, here you go. But we did get a couple of pictures. I'm not going to show them only because, I mean, they're not that clear. It was just of her feet, and so, I mean, it wasn't like her profile or anything, like a really good picture. So we went up to the doctor's office after, and we met with him, and he told us that she was weighing in at 4 pounds, 15 ounces, and I know ultrasound measurements can be off like a pound or 2 either way, so I mean, I'm not like dead set on that number, but I mean, it sounds pretty accurate for the developmental level that she's at right now. And so 4 pounds, 15 ounces is what she was measuring in at, and the doctor said that will probably put her around 7 pounds when she's born. Baby is head down, and she's in perfect position, they said, to be anterior when she's delivered. She's head down, and they just said like everything looked really, really good, and labor should be pretty easy because of her positioning and everything like that. So I was super excited about that. I called my mom after, and my husband called his mom, and they were just like, oh, what a good little baby, she's already churned. And so we were really excited about that. I was concerned that she was going to be transverse in me because I kept feeling like baby inside, like on each side, and I thought one side was her head and one side was her butt, and so I just was like, no, she's going to be transverse, but she was head down, so I was super excited, and I actually asked the doctor, I'm like, well, what am I feeling on like the sides of my belly button that's so hard? And he's like, oh, it's her feet. So she's pushing her feet up against me and kicking, and in the exact same spot, I literally feel bruised inside. So that is what baby is doing. And then also my weight gain from my 32-week appointment to my 34-week appointment, I gained 6 pounds, which is which is crazy. So that means I'm at 34 weeks, I've gained 34 pounds, and the doctor only wanted me to weigh 35 pounds at 40 weeks. So I'm definitely, I mean, I know I've been always watching it, but I had my baby shower and everything, so I wasn't watching it as much, which is where the 6 pounds totally came from. So I'm definitely watching a little bit more now what I'm eating, trying not to eat as much, as often, and healthier foods. But honestly, I have to say, after that appointment, my appetite went down, whereas before I was hungry, like all the time. And I mean, I still get hungry now, but it's just not like as ravenous as it was before, and I think it's because maybe like baby's pushing on my stomach or something as to where I don't feel as hungry. So I feel like maybe it shouldn't be that much of an issue trying to keep the weight to stay the same or even decrease like a pound or 2 by my next appointment. Obviously, I'm not going to diet, but that's just kind of where it's at. My skin started breaking out a lot more. I haven't been doing anything different. I think it's just maybe like hormones or something, but I've definitely noticed my skin breaking out more. It has maybe gotten a little bit better in the last 2 weeks, but I'm like breaking out like all right here and like a lot right in here, which is kind of like abnormal. I mean, I don't have like the best skin, but it's abnormal for me to break out so much like all right here. So like I usually go to a dermatologist, and so the medication that I'm usually on I can't use when I'm pregnant. And so it just makes my skin that much worse. I've been waking up out of bed with really bad Charlie horses and like leg cramps. Same thing, I guess. I've had probably like 3 of those in a week, which I was having them before, but I mean, it was only like 1 or 2 in a month, so I mean, it wasn't even a big deal. But I've been getting them a lot more, so I've been trying to eat like potassium. And then besides that, I mean, like the other main thing over the last 2 weeks that's just kind of been like a theme in my life is I just feel so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. I feel like she cannot grow in me anymore. I feel like my stomach is pushed to the limit. I can't bend over and put my shoes on. When I'm laying on the couch, like I have to have my body pillow. And even when I'm laying on my side, I can feel her like all swooshed to one side. And she's just like pushed up against the couch, and then it's like painful. And then if I even touch my stomach, like where it's hard, where she is, I just like, it hurts because I mean, like, it's like, I feel like I'm like pushing her in and everything. And so it's just super uncomfortable. Even when I'm walking around or anything, I just feel like a lot of pressure down low. I don't think that she's dropped, which everyone's like, oh, she's gonna, like, it's gonna feel so much more pressure, but I don't think that she has done that yet. But I still feel the pressure when I go up and down the stairs. I can't breathe. I get winded super fast. I'm hot all the time, which is another super unusual thing for me. I'm a really cold person. And I'm like that person when it's 80 degrees. They go outside and they have goosebumps. So, I mean, I am just like so hot. My husband and I are in the car, and in my car we have the different climate controls for each side, and his side of the car is like on 82 and my side of the car is on like 62. So, yeah, I've just been like super hot, super uncomfortable, and definitely ready for the end of this. Obviously, I want her to come out when she's healthy and cooked and everything like that. But as soon as she is, I am going to be ready to get into the swing of labor. Nursery is almost finished being completed. I still have like just minor touches that I have to do. I started packing her diaper bag for the hospital, and I need to finish my hospital bag actually. So as soon as that's all done, I'm going to be doing a video on that so you guys can see. As well as I'm going to kind of integrate the baby haul of everything that we got from the baby shower and all that good stuff. And so I guess I'll do my belly shot now. Sorry, I was wearing jeans earlier, so it was easier to see my stomach, but they felt so tight. Like literally my maternity jeans are getting too small for me. That's how you know you're getting too big. My maternity pants are too small. So I changed into sweatpants. However, I do still have my shirt on that I was wearing today, so hopefully you guys will be able to see a little better. Okay, so here's the front and the side. And the other side. And here's with the shirt up.
Very sorry about your husband. I understand.
Here's the side. And here's the other side. I guess that's it, and I will see you guys for week 35. I can't believe it's going to be 35 weeks already. That means she'll be here in like less than 6 weeks for sure, and it's just crazy to me. So thank you for everyone for watching, and all my new subscribers, thanks for subscribing, and I'm so happy that you're following my journey with me, and I will see you guys for week 35. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.